You're watching NIHAS International on this 20th of January, and we're welcoming you to the second section of the programme. Today's guests are Conservative UK MP Lord John Taylor of Holbeach and Carol Adams. She's from La Cala de NIHAS, and she's one of the founders of Stop Smoking in Spain. Now, at this time of the year, many people start their resolutions, or they try to, and usually it's diet related, but quite a few decide to quit smoking and find it very hard to do so. And Carol is here to talk about bioresonance therapy, which can help you to stop smoking, and apparently sometimes in just one session. Bioresonance was featured on the popular Richard and Judy show, and that's a little while ago, and two journalists quit smoking after just one session, and they were quite heavy smokers. So it's good evening to you, Carol.
Hello, Karen.
Good evening to you. Yes, we have the machine in front of us.
We do, the magic machine.
Magic machine. And you became involved in this because you saw the Richard and Judy show, and then you thought of yourself, you were a smoker, and you went along to have a session. Now, you tell us all about it.
That's right. We were watching, Richard and I, my husband, we were watching the Richard and Judy show, and after trying everything, I just thought, well, there's one more go at giving up.
So you tried nicotine patches and
the gums, hypnosis, Alan Carr, everything.
Oh, Alan Carr, yes.
Yeah. But it was always the cravings that sent me back to the smoking. So when the programme finished, I called the clinic in London. The number came up at the bottom of the screen. From that programme, they were inundated. It took me 4 weeks to actually get through to the reception, and 4 months for an appointment. We flew back to London. We had one treatment, and we both stopped after 30 a day. So I just thought, well, if we can do it, anybody can do it. Yes.
And how did you feel when you know, during that first month?
The first month of stopping. Sometimes, initially I felt quite tired. After this treatment, the body goes through a detox, and it's getting rid of all the toxins and the nicotine. So the first day, people often feel tired. Sometimes that can linger on, but the energy I had was amazing after that. I wouldn't say I jumped out of bed, but in the mornings I felt ready to go, rather than having my coffee, a couple of cigarettes. And so, yeah, much more energised, much more.
Okay, and did you put on any weight?
Some people put on weight, yeah. I did put a little bit of weight on. I wouldn't say that I wanted to eat anymore. Because this treatment cancels the nicotine addiction, you don't feel the need to replace it. But my problem, looking back, was I just thought, if I fancy a Chinese or a cake or an Indian, I'll have one. I don't smoke anymore. I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to. Having said that, some people, their body does change a little bit, but that weight soon goes.
And we're just seeing on the screen now sort of like the difference between the different lungs, one that's been a smoker and one that's been a non-smoker.
Amazing. And
really, that sort of image should be enough to frighten people.
It is.
But in the news recently, they're saying that smoking levels have gone up, but especially in younger children.
Yeah, that's terrible. I thought with the ban coming out that it would stop the youngsters, but it's the peer pressure.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, and that picture is enough to stop people, but when you're addicted to it, it's very difficult to give up. Like any addiction.
Like any, yes. Yeah. And of course, when you were saying if you fancied a treat, you would.
I would.
Because it was almost sort of replacing the cigarette smoking just for a while, just to get you over.
And because of the routine and the habit as well, which takes a little while to break.
Now, you set up Stop Smoking in Spain 8 years ago, and because of your experience, you thought, well, it's worked for us. You'd like to help other people as well, and it's something that you've seen that works, which makes a heck of a difference.
Absolutely, yes.
Now, just to let people know, bioresonance therapy has been going, it's not something new, it's been going for about 26 years, hasn't it?
That's right.
And it's been used to treat allergies, skin problems and asthma.
Asthma and hay fever.
And
yeah, very good.
And then, of course, now it's being used to help people to stop smoking.
Yeah, over the last 10 years, it was developed to treat nicotine addiction, well, any addiction, actually. Yeah, that's been a recent addition to the programmes.
Now, you did help a doctor from the UK.
I did, yes, I did. He came to see me in England. I run monthly clinics back there. and he was amazed at the treatment. He smoked 20 a day. He knew he shouldn't have done. He worked in a hospital with resus. He said most of his patients were people with emphysema, with secondary infections from the smoking, and he would still, that's the strength of the cigarette, he would still go outside and have a cigarette.
Yeah.
He came to see me, one treatment, and he stopped, which was amazing, so that's really good.
But you've also, you can't just half-heartedly go along, you've got to want to stop, haven't you?
You have got to want to stop, yeah. I think there comes a point with everybody when they smoke, they know it's time to stop. You must do it for yourself and not for somebody pressurising you into it.
No,
but,
that's right.
Yeah, you have to want to stop, and this will give you that helping hand.
Okay. Well, I suppose people are looking at the machine now and going, well, how does it work? You know, I think it's good to, perhaps for you to show us.
Of course.
Because you're talking about electrodes and holding them and,
yeah.
and actually having to smoke 2/3 of a cigarette.
That's right. The treatment is completely safe and harmless. No electricity is used. The machine runs on a battery. The smoker smokes a cigarette. The cigarette stub and the cigarette ash, along with saliva, goes into this glass beaker. Yeah. The machine then reads the nicotine addiction. So this glass beaker will go into the cup. The cup is connected to the computer. The black cables are the input cables, so this information is going into the machine. From this information, this computer will read the nicotine addiction as electromagnetic energy, just like a frequency.
Yes.
Nicotine has a negative charge over the body. The computer will read the negative charge, and then with the red cables, which are the output cables, give the body back a positive. So when the negative and the positive meet, it inverts it or cancels the nicotine charge, so you don't have the cravings.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, the science behind it is quantum physics, and if you want to have a read about it on the internet, good on you.
What's his name now? Is it Brian Cox, who does the astronomy programme and talks about quantum physics?
Does he? Yeah, it's mind-baffling.
It is.
But it's wave interference, that the negative and the positive cancel the charge, so that's basically how it works.
Okay. And I suppose with this sort of treatment, people might think it's expensive, but it's not, is it?
No, it's not. It's actually the cost of the treatment is less than a month's cigarettes if you're smoking 20 a day. The price is €145, but if you download the ebook from the website, then there's a €20 voucher off.
Off for that. Now, we've seen sort of an image of the book as well. It's an ebook. It's Stop Smoking Easily.
That's right.
You can download this and get
from the website or from Amazon.
Yeah.
It just gives you more insight to the treatment, explains a bit more how it works, what happens at the appointment, and so if you want to download that, then you can have €20 discount for the first 10 days of downloading. So it's a way of spreading the word.
Yes. And I'm just wondering if somebody wanted to kick the habit of, let's say they really did like chocolate.
Yes.
And they're eating chocolate every day.
Yeah.
I suppose it could help with that.
It could. You would put the chocolate in the beaker. Alcohol, you would put the alcohol in the beaker.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Treats many different things. I've treated a few drinkers.
Yeah.
One of them didn't stop. They said it was the habit. It was that 6 o'clock, it's the routine and the habit. But I also saw a lady that was drinking a bottle of wine a night that desperately wanted to stop. And after I phoned her in a week, and she said no desire to drink at all, which was great.
That's excellent, isn't it? Okay. And as you say, if people are putting on weight because of stopping smoking, you also can help them with something that you've started called Herbal Life.
Yes. Since I've been doing the treatment, I've been searching for the miracle weight loss because lots of people worry about putting on weight. Some women actually go back to smoking because of the weight. I tried different things over the years, and the last year I've discovered Herbal Life, and it's a great way of losing weight. So if people are worried about it, I've just become a distributor, and I can help them also with that.
Okay. And you also have, you go back to Brighton and Hove, and you have clinics there as well as here in Spain, don't you? So you do it in both countries?
Yes, I do. Every month I go back and run a clinic back there. And it's great because people tell their friends and you get recommendations. And, you know, if you see your friend stop smoking quite easily, you want to know how.
Yes, you do, don't you? Yeah. And I suppose January is your busiest month.
Funnily enough, January isn't the busiest month. I get a lot of inquiries in January, but February is when I do the appointments. People try and give up on their own during January, realise that they can't, so they phone me in February.
Oh, well, they've started, so they realise at least.
Yeah.
Now, is there anything else that you want to mention about the machine or about the bioresonance therapy?
Yes, most people stop after one therapy, as we mentioned. If they don't stop after one therapy, they have a free session.
Okay.
I phone everybody after a week to see how they're getting on, and if they're struggling, I go back and give them another session, free of charge. As I say, it's completely safe and harmless. It's not going to touch anything else that's going on in the body.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because people really do have different strengths of willpower, don't they? So for one person, it probably will work the first time.
Yes.
But for some others, it might take a couple of goes.
What the treatment does, it cancels the nicotine addiction and gives the body a detox, but it doesn't get rid of the memory. That's your part.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't a miracle. What this does is cancel the nicotine so that when you think about a cigarette, because your body doesn't need it, you'll be able to be in control rather than the cigarette being in control of you. Yeah.
Okay.
It takes a little while to break the habit. It's something people do 20, 30, 40 times a day. So, but your body doesn't need the fix of the drug, so you can be the boss.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm sure viewers out there will be getting in touch with you and finding out about it.